first thing that we need to do is we need to prime. And for that, I'm going to be using my NYX Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. It's like this. This is from the drugstore, and I've heard that it's a dupe for the Hourglass Primer. Oh, yeah, it is. It feels like the exact same. It looks the exact same. Wow. It's pretty awesome. So that Hourglass Primer is stinking expensive. Huh. That worked really well, though. This is just going to conceal my pores and keep me shine-free all day long. And you know I like to leave the skin to let that primer sink in a little bit, and then we're going to move on to the eyes. We're going to start by priming with my Urban Decay Primer Potion and my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I'm going to set that using my Maybelline Dream Matte Wonder Powder. Eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using this Morphe palette. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette. If you don't have this palette, do not worry about it. I know it was a pain to get your hands on, but I was a crazy person and stayed up till like 2 a.m. refreshing the page so I could order it, and it took me forever. But I got it, and I love it, and it's wonderful. But unfortunately, you cannot get this palette anymore. But Morphe or BH Cosmetics, they all have these really giant palettes that look like this, and they're really, really good quality, really cheap. I think this palette was $20, and you get like 28 or 27 shades, I believe. So yeah, any eyeshadow will do. We're just going to do a simple neutral look today anyway, so any neutral shadows that you have. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one right here on my Sonia Kashuk 109 brush. Shocker. I always start with this brush. We're just going to sweep that into the crease. Very sloppily, blending upward. And then I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Eyeshadow C brush. And let's see, what do I want to take? I think I'm going to take, this is like a pinky champagne shimmery shade. Mix it with a little bit of that darker one. Just any pinky champagne shade you might have. And I'm just going to put this all over the mobile part of the lid, so below where we put that crease color. And then I'm going to take a Crown Pro Blending Crease Brush, and I'm going to go in with a slightly darker brown. So this is the one we used before. Now we're going to go in with, let's see, let's do the one right next to it. So now we're going to go in with a darker brown. Tap off the excess and focusing this on our outer crease. Just darkening up that area. You just want to go back and forth, dipping into the shadow, placing a little bit more onto your eye until you've reached your desired pigmentation. And then going back with the same brush as before with no additional product and just blending those two together in the crease. Now I do just want to darken that up a little bit more. So we're going to take the same brush that we were just using. We just wiped it off on a towel. And then going in with this even darker brown. So we used all of these three colors. Going in with that darkest brown right there. Same brush. And focusing this again in that same area. Just slightly darkening up in our eye. You can make this as dark or as light as you want it. It's all up to personal preference. But for like an evening out or a special event, I like something that's a little bit more dark and smoky, because I know I might be having my picture taken a lot, so I want to have something that's going to show up in pictures. Okay, now to touch up, because sometimes you can lose a little bit of that shimmer on the inner portion of your lid, I'm just going to take my finger in those same shimmer shades that we used before. Okay, that's not showing up as much as I want it to, so I'm going to go in with this Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Fringe, because that's not showing up as sparkly as I want it to. There we go. See the difference? Oh yeah, that's what I want. I want that shine right there, because I really want this eye look to pop. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a black liquid liner, and we're just going to do a very thin line at the top of our lashes. And for that, I'm going to use my NYC liquid eyeliner. This is in black, and this dries to a very matte finish, so I like that more than the typically liquid eyeliners dry kind of glossy. I don't like that. I gotta get close up. Sorry if I go out of frame. Sorry if the angle is different, but my camera ran out of battery, so I had to go charge it for like 20 minutes. Now I'm back. Let's carry on. So I'm going to leave the eyes for a second, and I'm going to go onto my face. And what I'm going to use today is my Sephora Mattifying 8-Hour SPF 20. This is like a primer and moisturizer in one. I hauled this in one of my recent hauls, and also my Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. I hauled this as well. This has been one of my favorite combinations. Let's see, I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3 drops. You can do like 1 drop, you can do 4 drops, you can do 2 drops, you can do how many drops you want. I just did 3 for more of like a medium to full coverage. Depending on how much coverage you want, depends on how many drops you put. So then I just mix it all together like that. And then I'm just going to pop this on the skin. I'm in the shade G40 in the Custom Cover Drops. I'm pretty tan right now, so that matches me perfectly. And this stuff makes your skin look so good. This is my favorite full coverage combination right now. And I'm using it with the Sigma F80 Flat Top Kabuki. And this lasts for forever. You can mix those custom cover drops with anything. So if you have more of, if you have dry skin, and you obviously don't want to use like a mattifying sunscreen moisturizer like that one I used from Sephora, you can go in with like your favorite heavy moisturizer or even a face oil. If you have super dry skin, you could use a face oil to mix it in. That stuff is really a genius multi-purpose product. Okay, now moving on to our under eyes, I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use my Becca Undereye Brightening Corrector, what I always use. And then I'm going to go in with my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I am in the shade NC20. This is just my tried and true. I know that this lasts for forever. I know it's not going to go anywhere. I know it's not going to crease. It's super long wearing and super full coverage. So it's perfect for a special event if you know you're going to be photographed. And you need it to last all night. I'm going to blend that out with my finger a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with my, this is a Sephora Pro Flawless Airbrush. The only thing that I don't like about that concealer is the pump on it. It's really, really hard to control. Ow. Poked myself in the eye. Whew, that hurt. But yeah, that pump, it's really hard to control. So see how much product I have left on my hand? So what I do with that is, you know, I just highlight the rest of my face. So like down the center of my nose, my chin, forehead. Just to use the excess product because I feel like I'm wasting a ton. But yeah, it's like you don't need very much of that concealer at all, and one full pump of it is like way too much. Okay, and I want to set that immediately. I'm going to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder with the same Sephora brush. And I'm really going to pack this on, like way more than you would think. And then with my e.l.f. blush brush, I'm just going to sweep away any of that excess. I will set just a little bit with my Maybelline Dream Matte Wonder Powder. It's just up to you, personal preference. Everybody knows their skin type. If you find that it will not last if you do not set it, then go ahead and set it. But it is super matte right now. Okay, now we're going to go back to the eyes and we're going to work on this lower lash line. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I don't know, Sonia Kashuk brush. It's just a little smudgy brush like that. Go in with that original lightish brown shade. Basically, we're going to take these 3 brown shades that we used on our upper crease area and we're just going to put them down here as well. So the gradient from the light to the middle to the dark brown, we're just going to do that exact same thing. And then I just want to mimic the black that I've got going on my upper waterline, and I just want to put a touch of black down here too. And then to blend all of that together, I'm going to use my Real Techniques shading brush. And then I'm going to tightline using this NARS Larger Than Life Longwear Eyeliner in the shade Via Veneto. And then you're going to curl your lashes and apply some of your mascara. I'm using a new one. This is the Sephora Full Action Extreme Effect Mascara in Waterproof Black. Never tried it before. Saw it, was intrigued, wanted to try it. Constantly trying new mascaras. You can apply a lot of mascara, a little mascara, just depending on if you're going to apply falsies or not. I am going to put on falsies because I just find it really amps up a look on your eyes and it just adds that extra touch of glam. And for a special event or a night out, you really want that. And again, it's just going to make your eyes pop more in pictures. And I have absolutely no lashes, so I always apply falsies. This mascara isn't that great. First impression for you. Not really wowing me. Yeah, that did like nothing. Then I'm going to be using these lashes today. I'm not sure what the style is. As you can see, they're like flaring out at the end. They do have an invisible lash band. Pretty sure these are from Ardell. I threw the box away, so I'm not really sure. But just any lash that you prefer, whatever you're comfortable with. And I'm going to use my Duo Brush On Adhesive. And I'm going to try my best to get this all on camera so you can see how I apply my lashes. But no promises because I have to get like super close to the mirror whenever I do this. That is the key, is to let your glue get a little bit tacky. So we're going to shake it like a Polaroid picture. And then, again, no promises that this is going to be in frame. And then we're just going to set it down like that. And we're just going to tuck in our edges. My little inner corner always wants to pop up. It bothers me. And waboom, we have a lash. I use these Sephora little like lash grabber applicator things. You don't have to use those. They're kind of unnecessary, but I wanted to try them to see if it made a difference. It really doesn't. I just use them because I have them. But you can definitely just use tweezers. That's what I used before I got these. Works just as well. Okay, and because I want to conceal that lash band a little bit, I'm just going to run a little bit of liquid liner over the top of that band. And now we're going to finish off the rest of the skin. So first of all, I'm going to contour a little bit, and I'm going to use this MAC Taupe Shape Powder Blush. Contour today, I'm going to use my Sephora Pro Contour Brush, number 74. And you're just going to want to start from your ear right here and go all the way down to like the outer corner of your eye. Right under your cheekbone. I do not do all of these steps on an everyday basis by any means, not at all. This is just specifically for a special event. If you're going to be having your picture taken a ton, this will just help you. It's just going to make your face more defined in pictures and not washed out and sculpted. See what that did to my face? Just that little shadow right there. This side just looks more like sculpted and skinny and chiseled, and this side just looks plump. But there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I look like on a normal basis. And we're just going to contour that forehead. Like I said, this is just like an extra step. And this powder is really, really great for contouring because, as you can see, it's really gray toned. You don't want to use a very warm bronzer, like an orangey bronzer. That would look really bad with this because we want it to look like a shadow. We don't want it to look like an orange blob on our face. You don't have to do this step, but I have a particularly large nose, so I always like to slim it out. And running a little bit of that under our jaw just to get rid of that double chin that I might have. And then after we've done that, it is time to bronze. So I'm going to use my contour blush brush from Crown and my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion in the shade 20M. Just going to run that kind of over that contour. Just gives a little bit more color to the face. And then for blush, I'm going to use my Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. Just a nice peachy blush. More on the apples, sweeping it backwards. And blend all of that together using a duo fiber brush. And then you can choose whatever highlight you like. Today I'm going to use Perfect Chopping, which is from MAC. Just to give us that glow under the brow bone. Cupid's bow, and then dab a little bit on the inner corners. Okay, and then for brows, I would suggest using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, or NYX makes a really good one. Today I'm just going to use this one. I would typically use like a brow pencil or just a brow mousse, but I really want to look defined and I want them to look filled in and really sculpted. So I'm going to go the extra step with the dip brow. And it also lasts longer. Just using an angled brush. But for me today, I'm going to go with just kind of a light pink, and I'm going to start off with my NYX lip liner in the shade Pale Pink. And for lipstick, I'm going to use the shade Lustering by MAC. And then just to seal everything in place, I'm going to use my Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. This is the oil control kind. Alright everybody, and that is the finished look. I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. Again, this is just for going out, having fun with your girlfriends. Maybe you're going to a club, maybe you're going on a red carpet, maybe you're a bridesmaid, just any special event makeup. This is just very neutral but glam, and you don't look over the top, but you still look good, if that makes sense. We've added some really bold lashes, done a pale, regular pink lip. The skin is very long wearing. For me, it's matte, which is always good because I am super oily. So, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate your support. Leave me comments down below what kind of videos you want to see next, because after this one, I'm really not sure what to film. So leave me a request down below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to share it with your friends and tell them to subscribe as well. I really appreciate it. And if you have already subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. You're really helping me out a ton. I really love you guys so much. And I will see you next time. Bye.